What is up, Ravens Flock? Huge shout out for your support for the 410 Sports Talk. James and Glenn are the best in the business. They're killing it right now. They love talking Raven talk. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Let's go Ravens. Big trust.
All right, the Ravens are on the clock. Welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I want to give you our live reaction. Matt Stover
Round two, pick number
is
45.
announcing it, and no, they cannot pass up on David Ojabo, baby.
Ojabo, woo! Love it, dude.
They got a stud.
Dude, didn't have to trade up, didn't have to move.
Nope.
Didn't have to do anything in the second round. He fell right into our laps. I think this is look, Eric DeCosta, he is in his bag so far in this draft.
Absolutely masterful. If this guy didn't now look, let's keep it real. He did tear his Achilles on at his pro day, which is, of course, you feel terrible for the guy. But if he didn't, I mean, this is a guy who was projected to go.
He's a stone cold, bona fide top 15 pick if he didn't.
No doubt about it. Absolutely, 100% agree. All right, here we go. I'm pulling him up now. I'm gonna share my screen here. That way everyone can see, kind of what we're looking at here. Excited though. I mean, this is a guy who can bend. He's got polished pass. I heard when he was first coming out that he needs some work on his pass rush. When I look at the tape,
right,
he's already got moves. He's got moves. He can bend. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna bring it up now.
I'm pretty sure Ojabo is the one that got Adafe into football.
Well, really? Oh, that's right. They were former teammates. That's right.
Yeah, they went to high school together.
That's right. I do remember hearing that. So now they're reunited back as Baltimore Ravens. So,
dude, Ojabo on one side, Owe on the other. Dude,
I gotta sign in. Out. Oh my goodness, I gotta sign in here. Give me
look out. Why you do that? All I gotta say is speed, athleticism is just spewing out of this entire draft, really. I mean, you could even talk about Linderbaum is a speedy and extremely athletic guy, but we're talking about Ojabo here, who is exciting, like you said, the bendiness, but I think the combination of the speed, the power, and the potential that he has here, and you pair him up with his former defensive coordinator in Mike McDonald, of course, who was in Michigan with him, now reunited in Baltimore. So if you have insight on a guy, it's going to come from Mike.
That is an excellent point, Jimbo, because like you mentioned, nobody had a better intel on David Ojabo than the Baltimore Ravens, because they have his defensive coordinator, right in the building now, taking over here in Baltimore. So I love this. Ojabo is the NFL equivalent of an NBA lottery pick with how impressive his traits are, but how little football he's actually played. So another guy relatively new to the sport in comparison to, his peers, which is a lot of the same things we heard about Adafe Owe. Now, if you look here on the screen, where he wins is his athleticism. He's got quick twitchness. He can fire off the line, work his pass rush moves with the kind of suddenness that opposing tackles hate. And like I mentioned earlier, look, he has a surprising number of moves for a guy who hasn't played a ton. And that's what really got me excited. He's not a guy who's had a ton of time to hone his pass. It comes natural to this guy. So imagine a guy who has natural pass rush moves. He's got extreme explosiveness, quick twitch, and athleticism. And then you give this guy excellent coaching at the next level. I mean, you put him opposite. Imagine these two on the edge, Adafe Owe. I mean, and David Ojabo going opposite sides. I mean, you're talking athletic freaks on either side of the defensive line.
100%. It's really going to be interesting to see his timeline. I'm naturally, with the season that the Ravens went through last year, they're going to be abundantly cautious with his recovery. And they're going to want their doctors to get on him right away. Obviously, because this wasn't a COVID year, I'm sure they had the opportunity to poke around and make sure they're good to go. Are you playing this on purpose here? Oh, but I'll tell you what. The thing about, can I just say this about Ojabo real quick?
Yeah.
Big plays and big moments too. I think that also is another thing that stands out on his tape. Big plays and big moments. I'm really looking forward to see this kid get it done. So I couldn't be more excited. This is an A plus for me. I love the pick. But like I said, do you see? Because some people have said that he's gonna play this year.
Well, the encouraging thing is what Cam Akers was able to do for the Rams. He tore the same thing. He tore his Achilles. 9 months later, I think it was roughly 9 months later, he was back in
I
action.
think it was 6 months, wasn't it?
Was it that quick? Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. I think it was 6. So if it's 6 months when he tore his Achilles, this was the pro day. I believe that was in.
Yeah, it was his pro day. What a.
Yeah, I mean, how it's just devastating. Now, what I think that was.
But look, Glenn,
March.
Things happen for a reason, my man.
Oh, there's no way if the Ravens were to get this guy before the Achilles, they would have had to hope he fell to 14.
Yeah, so now we get Kyle Hamilton and Ojabo along with Linderbaum, who I think, before everyone's pro day, think about that. I'm pretty sure that all three of them, in a lot of pundits' eyes, were top 15 prospects. All three of them.
100%. Look, well, yeah, and we're going to do reaction and some more extensive videos about the other two picks. Yeah. But there's not many positions where there was a consensus number one guy of the position group. The tackles. Yeah. Some people liked Cross. Some people liked Evan Neal. Some people like Akanu. And then the same can be said with pass rush. Some people like Trayvon Walker. Some people like Hutchinson. Same can be said for a bunch of positions. But for safety, consensus, every single evaluator said that Kyle Hamilton was the class, the top of the class this year for safeties. Yeah. And the same can be said for center. There was zero debate who the number one center was. And honestly, there was zero debate who the number one center was last year. And it was still Tyler Linderbaum. So they got the two consensus best players at their position, and nobody else in the league can say that. And then you add a stud pass rusher like David Ojabo in the second round, albeit because of the injury, because there's no way he gets there. But the point is, after he recovers, you have a stud pass rusher now in the second round.
And think about this: he's almost three complete years younger than Jermaine. Almost 3 years. And then you also have to think about this. Aiden, of course, had a great season, went number 2 overall, and that's all great. But I think that Ojabo, there was some mutual benefit from one another being on the field together, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's not like I don't think Aiden has the season that he did without a guy like that next to him. I think the same can be said for Ojabo, but point being that Ojabo gets the job done, draws a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. And man, is a really impactful player. So I can't wait to see this guy on the field with the We have an absolute track team coming off the line.
Dude, I'm so hyped.
You talk about track teams at wide receiver. We have a track team of 250-pound humans.
It's really insane. And then you add Kyle Hamilton and the freak that he is. It's just they can be so multiple. They can be so disruptive. They have so much
Wink's
speed.
Sitting back like son of a.
Well, knowing Wink, he's probably going, we'll be better. I mean, it's Wink. He's going to be confident, and we still love Wink here in Baltimore, even though he's now, running the Jets defense. But
Giants, right?
Or Giants. I'm sorry. But
don't do that to Wink.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. He might like this Jets defense after what they've added, because, oh, my goodness, have they had themselves a draft. Very impressive.
But you're right. His technique is much more polished than a lot of people consider it, especially in comparison to the amount of time in which he's been playing football.
I mean, it's insane. I mean, this guy has natural pass rush moves that people sometimes take years to cultivate. So I couldn't be happier. Now, the problem is
he got himself a Ojabo, Glenn.
Hey, that was not bad, Jimbo. Not bad at all. But the problem is it still doesn't solve it, the week one pass rush issues, because that's the concern with Tyus Bowser.
Justin Houston.
Yeah. Hey, look, Justin, we need 6 games from you. We need 6. Right. We don't need a whole season. We need 6. Right. That way Tyus can come back, and hopefully Ojabo can come in as well and start participating.
Ojabo can clock in.
That's it. Oh, I like this next pick by the Commanders, Fedarian Matthews. Man, they're adding more to that interior. But look, the Ravens there's still a ton of talent that can help day one at the edge position. But there's still more needs. I mean, there's no doubt that they still have to address the cornerback position, because behind Marlon and Marcus, it's awfully thin. And then of course, wide receiver has now become more of a need than it was certainly yesterday at this time because of the Marquise Brown trade. So lots more to look forward to, but I got to give this one an absolute A. I think this was a dream scenario to have him drop to 45. And yeah, can't wait to see what they got next.
Yeah, same here. I give it an A. DK, what do you got? What's your grade, my man? An A?
Yeah, no pressure to quickly have to type up a banner.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not like this guy except for the injury? That's it.
Just let me say this really quickly. The Baltimore Ravens in their 3 picks, I already said it, but they've landed Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, and David Ojabo. What is happening?
They got 3 first-round picks.
Eric DaCosta is in his bag, dude. This is just ridiculous.
Crazy.
I love it.
Yeah, and action is coming because they still have 6 fourth rounds.
That's what I was gonna say. They have 6 fourth. We have 7 picks left.
At least.
Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy. Oh, I love it. I can't wait. Let us know your guys' thoughts, concerns on the Achilles. Excited for the idea, the prospect of him and Adafe next to each other. I know we certainly are. And of course, like Glenn said, we'll be back with somebody from the Michigan media to talk about Ojabo, give us the insight. We'll do some more in-depth, we'll take a more in-depth look ourselves. But stay tuned. We're going to be doing these videos as these picks roll out, whether immediate or as soon as we can thereafter. But make sure while you're here, hit the like, hit the subscribe button so you stay up to date with all your Raven stuff, and make sure to turn on those notifications, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.